Greetings, everybody. Nick DiVirgilio here, and welcome back to Groovy Thursdays. This week we have 5 stupendous Neil Peart drum grooves. Neil was such an iconic drummer, had such a great feel, totally unique to only him, and he definitely touched so many drummers in a big and profound way, including me. I first heard Rush when I was about 8 years old. My older brother Mike went off to college. Arizona State University is where he went, and he got to see Rush play live on the Hemispheres tour. How cool is that? He came home for the Thanksgiving Day break and brought the record home and gave it to me. And that was the first time I heard Rush. And I became a fan pretty much instantly. I was already into Genesis and Zeppelin and Yes and other bands like that. So this was just a great addition to my whole just prog rock and rocking world. At that point, I went back and heard the older material before Hemispheres, and then of course followed them throughout their whole career after that. When I was in junior high and high school, Rush was just everywhere. Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, Signals, they were all those records were deep and big for me in those years. I saw Rush play, the first time I saw Rush play live was the Signals tour, and then a bunch after that. Many times after that I saw them play live, and I'm really glad I did. I never got a chance to meet Neil. That would have been cool, but I definitely listened to a lot of his drumming and learned as much as I could. Now these grooves, they're hard to play because it's tough to play like Neil. In my opinion, this is just my opinion here, Neil was a very specific drummer. He worked out his parts. Neil didn't do a lot of ghosting in his snare hand like a lot of drummers do. I tend to do that more out of habit. Sometimes I have to kind of stop myself from always letting my left hand move. So it's a great practice tool for me to go back and play some Rush tunes just to kind of get loose and have some fun with some old iconic songs. But it really works on not just getting lazy with your hands or feet. It's a great practice tool in that respect. All of these grooves here, you're going to get a lot of practice between your kick drum and your hi-hat foot. He did a lot of stabs with his hi-hat, right? Tss, 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 along with his kick drum. So that coordination factor is actually really hard. You have hitting of the kick drum with your right foot. This is if you're a right-handed drummer. Turn this around if you're a left-handed drummer, of course. Hitting with the kick drum with your right foot. Opening the hi-hat with your left foot. Also hitting the hi-hat with your right hand. So you have these 3 things going on, and then you have like playing backbeat or whatever you're doing with your left hand too. To get that really specific and that coordination down is hard, and it takes a while and some good practice. And you want those stabs to be as specific as you can. To me, when I listen back to the way I did it, it's easy to get a little lazy, right? If you listen to Neil, it sounds like to me he was playing right on top of the hi-hat cymbal with the tip of the stick. So you really heard the brightness of the cymbal. He wasn't playing with the edge, not the shoulder and the edge of the cymbal, but right on top of it. And that's how you get that great specific staccato sound in the stabs. So again, it's a great practice tool to get that sound and then bring that sound into your playing, you know? That kind of stabbing workout between your kick drum foot and your hi-hat is great for all kinds of styles of music. Killer for rock and roll, awesome for funk and soul and R&B. And if you can really get it down tight like Neil has it, you got a lot going on there. It's really cool. So I think if you check out the transcriptions and listen along with the tune, you'll get all of these parts. Nothing is too difficult really as far as a super crazy elaborate part. They're all worked out. Just take it in chunks and have fun with it. Neil was really a drummer's drummer. He oozed drums. When he talked about drums, obviously when he played live, he was on fire all the time. And he was a really passionate guy as well. So there's a lot to learn from in Rush's music and in Neil's drumming, and I encourage you to do so. If you like what's going on here at Groovy Thursdays, I ask that you like this video, send it to all your friends, share it with everybody, subscribe to the channel, and keep bringing on those comments and suggestions, because those suggestions help me out with today's video for sure. I really appreciate it. Come on back and join me next week, everybody. We'll see you then. Have a great week, and cheers.